we can't afford, the sky is over.
Did you always sort of have a symphonic mindset for these songs? Was that something that you envisioned from the very beginning?
I always thought of reinterpreting the songs in a different way. I wasn't sure it was necessarily symphonic, but I have like stripped down versions of the songs with the little strings on the premium package as a bonus record, as a bonus CD. So I definitely thought of the songs in different ways. And when the opportunity to work with a full orchestra came up, I couldn't give it up. As a composer and as a songwriter, I was like, that would be awesome. So, I went back and took all my songs, stripped them down to like just piano or acoustic guitar with vocals, and built up the full orchestral arrangement, starting with cellos and violas and violin 1 and 2 and horns and whatnot. And worked with a New Zealand orchestrator, John Pasathas, in flushing my arrangements out to the full orchestral arrangement. And so it was a long process, but it was really fun.
Don't you see their bodies burning, the cell left them full of yearning, dying of anticipation, choking from intoxication? Don't you see their bodies burning?
And it's got to be fun to go from real orchestra then to back when you're in the studio. You must have had like a flurry of inspiration after doing that show.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's why I ended up, writing orchestral parts to my solo record. That's why I'm writing that was the kind of inspiration behind writing my own symphony. It's like a jazz classical symphony, but it's not one I'm going to perform. It's just for orchestra. I've written 3 out of 4 acts, and it's definitely strange compared to classical symphonies, because everything I do is strange compared to whatever it is. But it's really cool and really interesting. It's got the dynamics of a Cacciadorian type of piece, but the kind of modern melodic kind of flow, if you will.
Does that have a title yet?
No.
So it's all just still in the gestation creation process?
Still creation process, yeah.
That's so cool. Well, and the great thing about your music too, especially the solo music, is that you can go do Coachella, or you could play with Slipknot with this stuff. And that's the cool thing about it, is that it's malleable to any genre and to any crowd. And I think it's a real credit to you as a performer that you're able to tap into so many different vibes and feelings.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, it's even with System, I think no matter how heavy we got, we were always dynamic enough to be able to say, okay, we can play this type of festival and we can play this type of festival. We were always pigeonholed as a heavy band, and we were a heavy band, at least in the beginning. But with my stuff, even more so, like with this new record, even more so, I think, it's genre in specific. I'm thinking of calling it music without borders, like Doctors Without Borders in a way. But like a lot of musicians that do heavy music or dark music are generally pretty, in their daily lives, they're kind of normal and not necessarily happy, but positive. And the guys that do the happy music, they're really fucked up. Like, their music's happy, but they're like, again, we're generalizing, but still.
Yeah.